it's funny, like, imagine like you're the client, right? And I'm the engine trainer, and we're gonna do a strict overhead press. And then I come in and I tell you, okay guys, now we're gonna use the anterior deltoid to make sure when you press in the upward motion, you keep your spine erect and you don't move your gastrocnemius. You'll be like, what the? Great! Great! Why did I sign up? Okay, it's funny because sometimes I've seen trainers trying to get too complicated and they try to look interesting, but then nobody gets it. Okay, so what's an easier way to say all that stuff that I just said? So the anterior delta, you're just gonna say the front shoulder. Okay, you're gonna press up. Okay, don't arch your back, and make sure you don't use your calves. Okay, so one of the things Joseph said is something that we went over sometime last year. So is you want to have 3 main cues for each movement. So about a few weeks ago, we did a workshop, a lifting workshop at Elite. Nobody was able to make it, huh? Well, I mean, other than Jordan. Oh, you were there. So we went over like the main lifts and like 3 like simple, stupid cues, like that anybody could understand and that they can relate to. Okay. So what I did is I printed this out. You can keep one and have the rest of them, just as some reference, and so that you have an idea. And the cool thing is we recorded the whole 90-minute workshop, and it's being uploaded to the new platform in like little segments, so you can go through all the details. But right now, I just printed it so you guys get a basic idea. So if we're doing any type of squat move, we got 3 main, like super simple, super stupid cues that anybody can understand. Okay? So we're not gonna go to like, okay, contract your gluteus maximus, right? You're just gonna go butt back. How hard is that to understand? Butt back, align knees and toes, chest up. So these are 3 cues that if you just say those, it'll automatically get them in the right position. Okay, so I don't have to do a whole 10-minute explanation on how to squat. If I just get them to, if I show it, if I do it and they see it, and then I give them 3 cues, it's easier to understand. But not only, I mean, that's the first step for them to get them to understand, for you to get them to understand. But this is what you're going to use during the stations when you go out and correct form with them, because you know that you can explain all you want, and then 10 minutes later, they're doing it not like you explained, right? So if you go over these cues, if you just say this 2-3 words, it'll trigger the right position. So if someone's like leaning forward, what are you going to say? Chest up. You don't have to do a whole explanation, just, okay, chest up. Someone's squatting forward, what are you going to do? Butt back. Easy fix. If their knees are going behind their toes, or sometimes you see them squatting and their knees are collapsing. So what are you going to do? Align knees and toes. See how fast you can get to the point? Versus trying to explain the whole thing. Now you have 3 simple things they can understand. For example, and then of course you'll see more advanced cues. These are for more strength for weightlifting. This won't really apply here. But if you want to learn them, they'll be on Raw University too if you want to learn more. Okay, so deadlift. Something they can relate, like Richard was saying. We don't want the barbell far from them because then that's putting too much tension on their back. So they want to have the bar close. So how do we say that? Shave the legs. You can't shave the legs with the barbell out here. You guys seen this, right?
Yes.
This deadlift? Yes. So shave the legs. And then who's seen like someone's deadlifting with their head all the way up or their head all the way down? And you're trying to explain how to get the back straight and where to look and all this and all that. Hey, straight line from the hips to the head. How easy is that? Just in one sentence you can explain it, and then you can cue it later. If they're messing up, you just say that, boom, that one sentence, and now they'll get it faster. So a bench press. Who's seen like clients bench press like this? And then they're like all over the place,
Yes.
right?
Their feet up on the bench.
Their feet up on the bench, so what do? Feet grounded. No whole explanation, just like, okay, feet grounded. That's your foundation. Some people bench press like this. And then they hurt their shoulders. So what do? Expand the chest. Okay, here you're doing shoulders. And killing your rotator cuffs. Alright, chest up. Expand the ribcage. Expand the chest. And then sometimes they bench press with their arms here or their arms here, and they both have different purposes, but for them that it doesn't really matter to isolate what area. We just want to have a compound move and the safer way. So we're not trying to get the exact perfect angle and go there and explain why. You just let go. Okay. Here or here? What do we want? 45 degrees, right in the middle. Chest up, feet grounded, boom, 45 degrees. So that's going to be a safe bench for this. And it takes like literally seconds to explain and get to the point. During explanation and while you're correcting